Beautiful star, welcome. Welcome to Source Light Star. Alright, today we are channeling a message just for you from Source, from your soul, from your higher self. So let's see, we are opening the space, allowing any message that is wanting to come through right now for the collective, for this beautiful star tuning into this transmission. Thank you so much, dearest spirit guides. Thank you so much for this message. All right. Back of the deck, we have the Temperance card. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Before I channel, I'm being told to pull some more cards. So let's see what we have. Okay, there we go. Back of the deck, Eight of Cups again. So there is definitely a message of letting go of the fog. I'm hearing the fog is lifting. So everything that felt heavy in the last few weeks, I'm more so being taken to a period of 3 months. I'm being told that the fog is lifting. So with the moon, there is also a message of collective karma being cleared. So this is very much taking me to the beginning of 2020, the beginning of 2019. Basically from the end of 2019 up until this point, the collective energy, the purpose of the collective energy was to clear ancestral karma. And this is the reason why in the last few years so many people have been challenged, like everyone, not just a few, everyone. We all went through certain challenges, and they were basically here to clear the fog. Because so much of what is making our life foggy, so much of what is bringing in confusion, or with the Eight of Cups, there is this sense of not really knowing what to do, not really knowing what is happening, not really knowing where to focus our energy. Like there is a lot of confusion, like again, this sense of cloudiness, this sense of also brain fog, and just not really knowing, not really feeling ourselves also. The reason why that is because basically all these ancestral patterns, they have been coming up to the surface to be cleared in order to make way for this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. And we all have heard this story on some level. We all are somehow aware of it. Even if not consciously, subconsciously we feel the process. Because subconsciously, obviously, not just subconsciously, like we are part of the ocean. We are part of this unified consciousness field. And even if certain processes are subconscious, we all deep down know what is happening. We all deep down know that the earth is going through a shift. We all deep down know that there is a new beginning coming. A new beginning not just for me or for you, but literally a new beginning for humanity. And I'm even hearing a new beginning for all of creation. And now I'm really strongly being taken to the Temperance card here. And there is a figure holding the yin and yang symbol. So the yin and yang is actually the symbol of the dance between the feminine and the masculine forces, between the darkness and the light, between above and below. And everything that happens in creation, every process in the universe is a dance of these two forces, is a dance of yin and yang, of the primordial fire and the primordial water, of the spirit mother and the soul father. It is really this heavenly aspect and the earthly aspect. And since everything is in motion, everything is constantly changing. So this is a natural process that this awakening is happening, this collective awakening is happening. But the main message coming through here is allowing the fog to be lifted, allowing ourselves to feel whatever wants to be felt in order to make that shift. And yes, it could feel very uncomfortable. With the Eight of Cups, it's really this energy of again, discomfort in the body, discomfort in the mind, not really knowing what is going on. And like the message coming through here is we want to dance with the change. We want to accept these changes, even if they are uncomfortable, even if they feel painful, even if we rather not feel them. But the message here is we want to dance with this dance. We want to allow this change to happen, because even if it feels uncomfortable, it is still happening for a good reason with the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning here on earth. But the new beginning cannot come. The new sunshine, the new day cannot rise if there is still cloudiness and fog. Because what we want to have is sunshine. What we want to have is happiness. What we want to have is radiance and bliss and just like feeling whole, feeling complete, feeling at peace. That's the energy of the sun. That's the essence of the sun. But sometimes, before the sun can shine, we have to go through a very dark night. Just like everything in creation. Everything that goes up also has to go down. Everything that is down also is going up. So there is also this message that this healing period is temporary. So all the suffering actually is temporary. And that's why we want to embrace it even more. So instead of trying to suppress our emotions, instead of trying to run away from what is happening, instead of saying, I'd rather not feel these emotions, it's really an invitation to go full in, to go all in and allow all of it. Again, even if it's uncomfortable, even if we have fear, even if our heart is racing. Because what we are actually doing in this process is actually mastering our emotions with the King of Cups. We are mastering how to flow with these energies. We are mastering how to dance the dance of creation instead of being crushed by it. And so it's really this message of cycles coming through, a new cycle starting, a new chapter starting, but again, for the whole of the universe, for all of the cosmos, all of creation. And in this process of facing the cloudiness, facing the uncomfortable emotions, we are mastering ourselves. We are mastering how to work with energy, how to use energy, and how to, it is really actually a blessing. So all the pains we are going through, all the suffering we feel, all the challenges, all of that is basically helping us gain mastery. But again, since we are entering a new chapter, we are basically changing the rules. So what is actually changing is that we don't really have to suffer excessively. We don't really have to go through really intense challenges in order to gain mastery. This might have been the case in the last chapter, but again, things are constantly shifting. Things are constantly changing. So there is also this message that things won't be as hard always. We won't have to go through so much all at once and over again, like these cycles. They are like these repeating patterns. They're basically the echo of how things used to be for a very long time. And this is like a big momentum. It is almost like a plane or a train, like a lot of energy that goes into how things have been. And since there is such a big momentum from our ancestors, it takes a while to stop the train. It takes a while to then get back to the center and to change the rules, to shuffle the cards anew. It's so funny, literally. This is definitely part of the message. Basically, we were being interrupted because the storage on the phone was full, and I feel that this is part of the message. Basically, I am not able to record new footage on my phone unless I don't delete the old footage. And that's the exact process that is happening. We are not able to bring in this new beginning. We are not able to create a new movie of life unless we're not getting rid of the old movie, the old footage, the old way of doing things. And that's why this process is happening for us. That's why it's really this perspective shift actually, that we are seeing life as happening for us and not at us. And this is really a much more empowering way of approaching life. Because if we shift the perspective of this victimhood mentality, instead of seeing ourselves as a victim of our circumstances, it is really about taking the seat on the throne and understanding that all these challenges and all these things that are coming up, all these clouds that are wanting to be cleared, they are here to allow the sun to come out again. They are here to allow ourselves to play a new movie of life, to allow new plants to grow, like allowing a new chapter to start. And so right now I take this as a message to reshuffle the cards, because it is time for a new beginning. It is time to reshuffle the cards and see what other messages there are. So I'm actually feeling called to use these ones here. And let's see what we have. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands, and back of the deck, the Queen of Wands. Okay, okay. And some more of these. Okay, we have the Two of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Hierophant. Okay, so with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, now we are basically shifting from the King to the Queen. So there is not only a message of sitting on the throne and mastering our emotions, but it is also something about being in this feminine energy, of then being part of the creation, where the King of Cups is talking about detaching ourselves from the waves, from everything that is happening in the ocean, and sitting still on the throne. The Queen of Cups is immersed in the emotions, is immersed in the creation. And that's why here we are really talking about this divine feminine embodiment, because it is not only the Queen of Cups, but also the Queen of Wands. It is not only fire, but also water, masculine and feminine. So again, it is taking me back to the energy of temperance. So the main message coming through here, it's about exploration, experimentation, and really seeing which way of living is most suited for our being. And with the Four of Cups, there is also really this message of everything that feels stagnant, everything that feels like heavy or boring, or like with the Four of Cups is this energy like, oh, again the 9 to 5, or again this same old routine. Like if we see that certain things are not working in our life, or if we see that there is stagnancy in our life, it is actually this invitation to be the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups, and to basically play with the elements, to play with the fire and the water, to use the yin and the yang, the sky and the earth to create a new life, to create a new routine. And with the Two of Wands, it's talking about getting in touch with our values, getting in touch with our truest core. Not only getting in touch with that, not only understanding our power, not only taking the magic wand in the hand or the scepter in the hand, but with the Two of Wands, it's actually creating something with it. It is not only getting to know ourselves, but actually applying ourselves in this world. And this is the essence of the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is in the middle of it all. The Queen of Cups is in the middle of the emotions, and the Queen of Wands is showing herself to the world. So it's really this message of playing the music of our soul, but not only for ourselves. It is talking about getting out, really expressing ourselves in the world, and allowing ourselves to be seen for the truth of who we are. And this is very much where the Two of Cups comes in. The Two of Cups is not only talking about romantic relationships or relationships with other people. More than anything, it is talking about my cup that I am offering to the world. My essence that I am offering as a gift to other people, to the environment, to everything around me. So it is talking about the relationships between my cup and the cup of something else. But this relationship is actually based on the understanding that there is truly one big cup in this universe. And this one big cup is like the ocean of consciousness. It's the ocean of the feminine, the ocean of the divine. And when we understand that my cup is filled with the divine waters, and your cup is filled with the divine waters, and we meet each other with that frequency, with that vibration, then we are dancing in tune with the flow of nature. So that's why right now there is this collective awakening happening. So it is not possible that one part of humanity is awakening and the other part is continuing to live in the illusion. Because for all of humanity to awaken, for everyone to be in this state of oneness, that everything comes from the ocean of love, we want all the cups to be filled with this divine essence, with this divine light. And that's why it is so important to help others heal, to help others grow, to share our essence with someone else. And by doing that, we are inspiring others. We are filling the light of love, not only into our vessel, but also into the vessel of other people. That's why if we are truly committed to grow spiritually, if we are truly committed to the spiritual path, then sooner or later we will have to be in service to others, in service to the environment, in service to the community, the collective. It is no longer this service to the self. It is no longer only about this achievement, this personal achievement. Yes, we first have to fill our own cup. We first have to reconnect with our power. But by doing so, we are already naturally inspiring others to do the same. And that's why it is so important to not only keep things for ourselves, not only like hide, and like it's really about allowing our inner world to be opened up like a book. There is really this message with the Hierophant is all the knowledge, all the experience, everything that we have cultivated in this inner being. Now is the time to open the book. Now is the time to allow this light to shine, because it is necessary for everyone to be inspired. It is necessary for everyone to be touched by the light. And even if consciously with our human mind or a human perception, we are not really understanding a process, or if we just start on the spiritual journey, or if we have just gotten to know about spirituality, even if, let's say, we are at the beginning of the spiritual journey, subconsciously, we are still understanding the essence. We're still understanding the healing and the teachings, even if not consciously. So there is also this message of sharing your truth, even if others don't really accept it or resonate with it. Because even if they are not understanding it consciously, people will understand it subconsciously. So there is also this message of planting seeds no matter what, showing our true colors to the world, even if we might face rejection, or even if we might then meet someone who is not really vibing with that energy. But even if they don't vibe with the energy, the seed has still been planted. And sooner or later, this seed is also gonna bloom into a flower of awakening. So this is what Source is asking us to do, to just spread our little seeds. And the right people, they will listen. And for the right people, for the right moment, in the right moment, the seed is gonna turn into a beautiful flower. And again, every single human being, every single creature in this universe of creation is meant to completely bloom as this flower. And the blooming of the flower is actually this understanding that we are Source, this understanding that we are already healed, this understanding that we are all divine. And we're all evolving towards that. And if you have already gone through a spiritual awakening, if you identify with being a healer, a starseed, a spiritual being, a magical creature, whatever, you have been blessed with these insights, you have been blessed with the understanding of nature, the understanding of creation. But since you have gotten this realization, since you have already opened the book, since you have already experienced the divine light, it means that you are serving as a guide, as a teacher, as an inspiration for others to reconnect with that light, to have that very same experience. So it is really talking about this, almost this responsibility. It is actually our responsibility to show up truly as we are. So it is really this message of letting go of the confines, letting go of all these fears of showing up, letting go of all these voices that we are not good enough or educated enough or strong enough or whatever. It is really, yes, beautiful confirmation from Spirit, letting go of these perceived restrictions. All of these restrictions, they only exist in the mind. They are only like a construct, they are almost like a shape, like this box. But right now is the time to open the box. Right now is the time to allow the box to be opened, and instead of seeing the confines of the box, instead of seeing the structure of the thoughts, it is opening up to the limitless light, to the limitless understanding that we are the light, that we are love. And this understanding that we are love, that we are already healed, that we are already divine, this can only happen if the tower is falling. So it is really this message of allowing all these things to fall away, allowing all the heavy burdens that we have been carrying for such a long time to just fall away. And that's why at the beginning there was this invitation of allowing the fog to pass. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's painful, and of course on some level it's meant to be like that. Because if there is so much pain stored from our ancestors that has never been felt, someone will have to feel it. Someone will have to transmute it into love. And you're the one doing it. You're this strong, beautiful, magical creature who has taken on so much stuff that is not even yours. So much ancestral karma, so much heaviness and so many burdens in order to gift the light to this world, in order to gift yourself as a gift to the universe, so that the light can be revived, and so that every creature in this universe can experience the divine light. But again, before this experience is here, the tower has to fall. The box has to be opened, and all these wands are needing to be letting go of. And what is happening as a result? We are moving forward like the chariot. We are moving forward in a state of balance. And the chariot is only able to move forward if there is a balance. Because here it is really talking about the earth and the sky. It is really talking about the material, the physical, the conscious, and the spiritual, the invisible, the unconscious. So in order for the chariot to move forward, there need to be two horses. There needs to be this balance between both realms. Otherwise, the carriage is not really moving forward. It can move forward, but then it's like unbalanced, that it might tilt towards this side, tilt towards the other side. And this is what we are leveling out. Everything which was unbalanced, everything which was making this carriage shaky, is being centered, is being moved to the center. And obviously, before we can be fully centered, there still is some shaking, because we have to see what has been causing this imbalance, what has been causing the carriage to shake around. And before we are not fully aware of what is causing the unbalance, we are not able to move forward. Before we are not able to see what is no longer necessary, we cannot create a new footage. Like again, this message of deleting the old footage, deleting the old patterns, letting go of these patterns. And that's why they are coming up to the surface, to be seen, to be felt, to be healed, and then we choose to move out of it. And that's why every time we choose to make things differently, every time we choose to jump into the cold water, every time we are facing our fears and doing things anyway, the earth is healing. We are healing, but since we are healing, we are inspiring healing to happen. If I'm able to face my fears and show up truly as I am, then I'm inspiring you to do the same. And this is this ripple effect. And that's why if we are really committed to grow spiritually, it is so important to be in service to the community. This is really this energy of devotion, of bhakti, of the adoration to the divine, but also karma yoga, like service to the divine, service to the community, and understanding that if we serve the community, if we serve others, at the same time we are also serving ourselves. But again, it is not an ego gain, it is not an individual gain, it is a collective gain. And if we work for the improvement, for, let's say, the enlightenment of the collective, this is what is gifting us this sense of completion with the world, beautiful, this sense of feeling whole, having our place in the world, also feeling self-sufficient. Because if we are acting from ego, if we are acting from wanting personal gain, or basically if we are acting from ego, then it is not sustainable. Then we won't be able to feel on top of the world, because then it is really this is what is then creating the imbalance, because it is about using the resources in a balanced way. It is about allowing ourselves to be on top of the world, finding our place in this world. And we find our place in this world by serving the world. So authenticity, that's the only thing that is sustainable. Authenticity is the only thing that allows us to feel complete, to feel like we are on top of the world, instead of being crushed by the waves, instead of being crushed by whatever is happening. We are only suffering, we are only going through challenges if we are not sitting on the throne, if we are not embodying the truth of our nature. And the reason why we might feel angry or sad or depressed or disconnected is because we might not be confident enough to embody our divine nature. But all these fears of showing ourselves, all these fears of fully coming out as the divine being that we are, these are coming from our ancestors, because our ancestors have been suppressed. This divine nature has been suppressed for our ancestors for a very, very long time. And so it's really this message of allowing the swords one by one to fall out of our heart. There is this heart healing happening for the collective, so that all the swords, everything that is stinging in our heart, is being removed one by one, layer by layer. And what is being revealed in the end is our magical nature, our nature as creator beings, our nature as magicians, our nature as the creature, taking the scepter in the hand and the cup in the hand and the pentacle and all the elements and working with the elements. It's coming back to this message of the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Understanding that we have the power to create, understanding that we have the power to shift certain things, and we are wanting to use that power, but in a balanced way. Using that power not for selfish ego gain, but using that power for the benefit of the whole. And if we are acting from a pure place, if we are truly acting from this wish of supporting the awakening of humanity, then this divine power is increasing even more. Then more light is flowing into our vessel and more of our spiritual abilities are coming online. Then we have more tools in our box. But again, if we are acting from ego, then the perception is limited. Then we might only have one tool in our box. But if we open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities of what there is, if we are open to explore all the aspects of who we are, then the light is increasing, the awareness is increasing, our power is increasing. But the power is actually the power to be centered. The power is the understanding that we are already divine, that we are already the magicians, that we are already the creator. We are the creator, the spirit of source, the spirit of God, of the divine, incarnated in this human vessel. And in this human vessel, we are working with the elements. We are using the emotions, the thoughts, the actions, and the patterns, like everything. We are here to play. And that's why it's also this message of experimenting, exploring, reinventing ourselves, changing things up, shaking things up, seeing which other ways there are, and not really being stuck in this routine. And this is how we can grow. This is how we can have this sense of completion, this sense of feeling whole, this sense of having our space in this universe. And also creating a lot of prosperity, creating this sense of, I feel whole, like truly abundant. And this abundance has nothing to do with material things. True abundance is allowing ourselves to be ourselves, allowing our true nature to be seen, but not only to be seen, but also witnessing the nature truly as it is. We don't necessarily have to do something, we don't necessarily have to act excessively. It is also a message of sitting there and receiving the magic, seeing that everything is magical, seeing that everything is mystical, seeing that the abundance is already there. And that's why we can have no physical possessions and be the most abundant person in the universe. If we're able to see the magic for what it is, if we're able to see the beauty for what it is, and this is what is happening right now collectively. We are allowing all these clouds to fall away. We are allowing all these imbalances to be balanced so that we can live a magical life, so that we can live an abundant life and feel happy, feel grounded, feel centered and inspired again. I'm feeling this surge of energy of just wanting to play. And this is what the universe is helping us do right now. Letting go of all the stagnancy, letting go of everything which is boring, everything which is hurting, everything which is not in alignment, so that this big pentacle can fall into our lap and we are the king of pentacles. We are on top of the world, we are the magician, we are seriously love, the embodiment of love in this vessel, in this present moment. And we don't have to transcend to be love. We don't have to do something to be love. We just have to remember that love is ever present. So thanks so much, beautiful creature, beautiful expression of love, to tune into this transmission of love, to tune into this transmission of source light, reminding us of our true nature as love, as divine beings. This was your message for today. I really hope you resonated with the messages. Please let me know if you did. And also, if you feel called to connect on a deeper level, I'm also offering personal readings and healing sessions. So if you want to connect and explore your magic, definitely feel free to reach out. You find all the information on my website below. And thanks so much again for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next transmission. Bye bye, much love.